Welcome to New Zealand's biggest gap year, an epic challenge that my partner Laura and I decided to tackle a few years back. The challenge? 365 activities all around New Zealand in 365 days. And in this look back, today we're looking back at the Rere Rockslide near Gisborne, as well as the awesome wine scene of the Gisborne area. So check it out and I'll see you at the end of the video. Previously on day 271 part 1 we went to the Eastwood Hill Arboretum, which is nearby Gisborne and one of the largest collection of Northern Hemisphere trees in the Southern Hemisphere. If you guys don't want to miss anything from New Zealand's biggest gap year, make sure to subscribe. There's a big red button below this video so you don't skip a bit.
Next up, Rere Rockslide. That's right, we're not just seeing trees today, we're also going to one of the longest natural water slides in the world. It's the Rere Rockslide. It's a little bit off the beaten track in the Gisborne region of the North Island, so not many people get to go there, but we're going to take you there right now.
It really doesn't take much time at all for Laura and I to put our togs on and jump in the water. It's probably one of the happiest places in New Zealand in my opinion. Everybody's giggling and laughing. It's so much fun. The whole length of the Rere Rockslide is over 60 meters, making it for the drift of a lifetime. I mean, seriously, look at Laura sliding her way through the water right now. It's so much fun. Everybody's kind of running their way back up because you just can't get enough of those Rere Rockslides. So you may be asking, how do you get a bodyboard or something to ride on for the Rere Rockslide? So there's a few solutions. A lot of time people will leave some old bodyboards on the side of the fall, so you're more than welcome to just pick it up from the bushes. You can also grab yourself an air mattress like some other people today have done. You can get one of those from a store called The Warehouse in New Zealand. They run around $15 and they're definitely worth destroying for an awesome afternoon on the slides.
The Rere Rockslide is a super fun place to be, and we're mingling with a huge mix of people between the Kiwi kids and there's a bunch of German backpackers here as well. We're all racing each other down the water slide, making our way to the huge plunge pool at the bottom, which admittedly is super cold, but we're just moving so much that we don't really get a chance to feel it. After doing about 20 slides down the Rere Rockslide, we decided it's a good time to call it a day and give our bodyboard back to the guys from Gisborne Tours who kindly lent it to us. Also, we know there's an awesome waterfall just around the corner.
On the way back to the Rere Rockslide, we decided to stop at the Rere Falls. Look how majestic that is.
It's so perfect!
The Rere Falls, not to be confused with the Rere Rockslide that we just come from, is about 2 kilometers away from the Rere Rockslides. It's a really cool area with a massive picnic area, so if you guys are making your way toward the Rere Rockslide or the Eastwood Hill Arboretum, it's a great place to stop for the picnic. There is heaps to do and to watch right here. There is a ton of wildlife, a lot of ducks, a lot of native birds, and on top of that, it's beautiful. So we're heading back to Gisborne now?
Yeah.
We're going for some wine tasting, right?
Let's do it! From Rere Falls, it's just a 30 minutes drive back into the city centre of Gisborne, where we're going to be treating ourselves to some wine tasting at the Gisborne Wine Centre. It's got huge windows with awesome views of the Gisborne Harbour, and we are meeting our guide Bobby, who's going to go through the wine tasting with us. The Gisborne Wine Centre is a great place to taste wine from wine brands all over the Gisborne region, not just one wine brand like you would on a winery tour. And the great thing about this experience is that it's super relaxed. We're just hanging out with a guy who knows a thing or two about wine. Bobby is taking us through some tasting of Gisborne's most famous wines produced here. For instance, we're tasting Chardonnay, Gewürztraminer, Pinot Gris, Merlot and Malbec. And we're really learning more about our own tasting palates for wine, which we don't usually get to do on winery tours, which is really awesome.
Very nice. The Gisborne region is a really good region for making wine in New Zealand, and for really good reason in fact. It has really high and hot sunshine hours, it has a fertile clay loam soil, and that makes it the perfect environment to grow a lot of different type of wine, not just one kind. During this experience, Bobby also tells us how to taste wine. It's quite hard to believe, but between Laura and I, we have actually zero experience in tasting wine. We did not know what was the process for tasting wine and get the most out of the wine's bouquet. So it's with our new expertise that we try our hand at red wine. Red wine is not really something that neither Laura or I are really fond of, but by tasting a lot of red wine, different kind of bouquet and taste are actually starting to appear because we are using Bobby's technique. It's a really good way to actually learn more about that and also getting a little bit tipsy because, you know, that's basically what wine tasting is all about, isn't it?
They have a guy or a girl, I imagine sometimes, who are going to tell you more about the Gisborne wine region, let you taste some of the Gisborne wines from many different brands and many different varietals. See, I know wine lingo now. I'm pretty good at this wine thing now.
Alright, so the Rere Rockslides are definitely a highlight of the escape of the Northern and of New Zealand. It has been made world famous by some other way more popular YouTubers than we are, but it's definitely worth checking out if you have enough time to get there during your New Zealand holiday. Plus, the wines in the region of Gisborne are also quite exceptional. As you saw, we definitely enjoyed ourselves. So usually at the end of this video, I go over the comments that you guys had the first time we published it, and this time we only have one from the great Matthew that say it's always good to finish the day with a glass of wine, and I couldn't agree more, especially when the wine tastes that good. Alright, so if you are planning a trip to New Zealand for yourself, make sure to take the opportunity to pick the expert's brain. That's right, every single Sunday at 8 AM New Zealand time, Laura and I hang out right here on YouTube for an hour answering all your questions about traveling in New Zealand. So maybe it's worth checking out so you guys can come and plan the best trip ever to New Zealand. If you can't make it at this time, you can always check out NZPocketGuide.com. It's New Zealand's largest travel guide, and it's thousands and thousands of articles to help you plan the best trip to New Zealand. And it's all crafted with love by Laura and I, with all our expert knowledge in there. Alright, so that's the end of this video. Make sure to click all the buttons that people are supposed to click at the end of the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.